Hello, Bl'Artagnan here with Savage Winds, the Machina Burst Raid Lufenia Plus fight. We're bringing a TCC challenge team featuring Vaughn, Beatrix, and Keistis. That means no Burst Plus and no Synergy. Let's get down to it. Before we do though, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, ring that notification bell, help support the channel, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the team, on the fight, on your day, on your New Year's. Let me know. So this is a team I've run before, and I like it quite a bit. It's got a little bit of everything here. We got Vaughn bringing very consistent damage, as he's been doing basically since day one of his LD boards. Beatrix providing some great defense, along with the handy Dispel for their annoying buff, and Keistis providing a lot of turn control, allowing us to pick exactly when we are okay with them taking turns. Gotta say, this fight has been pretty fun actually to play out. It's very easily stomped and kind of crushed if you want to bring a powerful team, so if you're looking for something just kind of casually easy to rush down, very easy to kind of take out. But if you want to engage with it, they have some mechanics you have to account for. You know, not every team is necessarily able to hit the orb, so you have to build around that. You know, this buff that they put on themselves is something that's kind of annoying, you want to get rid of it. And the fact that the orb is non-lethal adds on the one hand, it removes some of the threat that these orbs normally have, but on the other hand, it means that it means you can approach the fight differently than you approach other fights, which is kind of nifty. You can plan around something like a Wall Warrior of Light Call, or a Beatrix or something in order to get past the orb, and that's how you deal with it. And that's kind of nifty from a design space perspective. I think if every fight was like that, it would be not so great. You know, see also early Lufenia where you could basically just edge cheese most of the orbs. But as a one-off, I think it's kind of neat. We have snow dropping tonight. Well, the character. Right now it's not snowing where I am, although I know some folks have seen some snow this holiday season, so that's kind of neat. I'll probably not be pulling for him. I think, I don't know, just not really doing it for me. I'm not really looking for a new tank at the moment, although I'm usually a big proponent of the darn guys. Tanks make the game easier. So, I don't know. You can mention in the comments what your thoughts on Snow are, and if you plan on pulling for him. I mentioned the orb before. This team is not going to be just skipping past the orb because I don't want them to cleanse all their debuffs. We have that Fran and the Kurasami on there that we want to keep there. So we're going to use the Saw's base call for now to keep the orb in check as we try to race it down to below 59%. Another handy thing about Keistis here is that she's going to prevent the orb from going down by 2 because the enemies aren't going to be able to get turns, and that's going to just keep things a good bit safer for us. Trying to do some mental math here on what I want to do with Vaughn. I guess we'll just LD. Yeah. I gotta say, I've got a lot of mileage out of this fight, just bringing all sorts of different teams and stuff. I've been saying this for a little while now, but if all the fights are this straightforward and easy, kind of flexible, I'm wondering if I'll get tired of it or if I'll just keep running different teams through it and doing all sorts of weird things. I guess we'll see. Stupid birds. Their dumb beaks, I don't know. One downside to this fight is because it's so straightforward and easy, there's not a whole lot to say. You know, I'm mostly just been delaying and pushing them back, and we let them get that one turn with Beatrix's EX buff up, and that was all fine and good and dandy, and Vaughn's been punching them. There's not a whole lot to... That's the awkward thing I find about commentating challenge runs is, unless the fight's really technical and really tricky and I'm really like, oh guys, look at this cool thing I did. It's like, it's just kind of a longer run where there isn't a whole lot to say. I almost was tempted to post this without commentary. I just was like, well, you know, I mean, what's the point of a run video? I might as well just post a screenshot, you know? If I'm not going to actually provide some kind of added value. See there, I was able to time it so that Beatrix was up just in time to dispel their debuffs, so that was kind of neat. Yeah, we have a Machina friend in the background, which is... Machina friend has been kind of interesting. The increased HP cap is kind of cool, and obviously he does a whole bunch of damage, and the self-delay is... neat. It's interesting because he pulls himself back, meaning he's on the field longer as a friend, so you get to take advantage of his burst effect for longer. I like starting with his LD, even though I know it's not considered, you know, optimal by folks, I think. just because it gets his offensive stats up. And this team, with Beatrix and Quistis, their auras are not overwhelming, and so I wanted to make sure that since we're going below 50%, Machina was going to be hitting as hard as he could, and that means getting his LD buff active on him. And also, you know, hey, he gets his follow-up out of it too, so that's kind of neat. So there we go, get some counterattacks in as well, that's cool. This does mean one less burst plus attack, whatever you want to call it, you know, the HP attack that he does. But we can deal with that. That's fine, we're okay with that. The reason we're using Machina here is because his BT plus attack is going to be managing the orb for the next 15% or however much of their health we need to get through before the orb turns off. Yeah, let's get some free damage in here since Machina will be going in a second. We might as well extend the debuffs as well. Using Saint Cloth here, since it has more battery associated with it, meaning we get a juicier launch. We're going to Brave attack with Machina so that he goes into his turn at full battery. They got their buffs back, which is kind of a pain, but I don't think Machina's going to care a whole lot, as you can see here. Still about 1 million damage out of the guy. And this was actually a misplay on my part. I shouldn't have done this. I used Kurosame thinking, okay, well, we'll enchant Machina, so he's going to, you know, he'll have that enchant up, that'll be great. He'll just go ahead and be hitting that weakness damage, that's great. And that was why I did that. That was not actually the right move. The reason being, two things. One, you'll see there, Quistis is going to have 2 turns when he delays himself, so the call's going to be gone by the time he gets a second attack in. So this was kind of a waste on... So we got it, like, you know, maybe 10,000 extra HP damage, maybe 20,000 from the enchant, and he's getting that only once. And now they're both you know, now A is going to go down to 1 stack when it acts again, and I could have saved the LD call to, you know, to boost the stacks up to something like, you know, it would have gone down to 1, I could have put it up to 3, more HP damage for longer. So, kind of basic Kurosame misplay there. Really kind of not taking the self-delay on Machina into account. I was too greedy for that enchant. Granted, he's still doing boatloads of damage there, that's still great. It's just like, you know, as I've been saying in most of these videos, optimizations that you don't really need to get through these fights, but I figure if I'm going to be commentating and you're going to be watching, the least I can do is provide some advice on how to be the best player you can be. Alright. Well, the orb is finally gone, so we are no longer worried about that, and that's cool. And Machina is gone, which is fine, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Saz LD call now. We obviously didn't need it for the orb, which was kind of neat. We just managed to time things just right. We're going to actually jump into the burst now. It may seem a little bit weird to jump into the burst with his LD buff on him. The reason I did that is because I knew I wasn't going to need all of my skills, so I'm not playing for longevity here. I'm playing for aggression, I'm playing for damage. I'm trying to kill them quickly before... not before they kill us, but before any of our critical debuffs run out. I don't want them taking too many turns and losing, you know, like stacks of Kurosame, or that was another thing. I wanted to take advantage of the 5 stacks because I had mentioned, you know, next time they act, they go down to 1 stack, so I wanted to get the most HP damage out of that burst phase as I could. And now, hey, we get to ride the burst effect, which is not a great effect, but hey, it's something, you know. Beatrix and Quistis technically have, you know, multiple dumps, and Vaughn at least is going to take good advantage of that staying very high battery for the rest of these turns. Beatrix dispelling these buffs. I think she's out of LD uses there, so got to do it 1 at a time, which is kind of lame, but we'll make it work. A is down to 1. Deciding whether I wanted to hit A there. I figured, you know what, let's just make sure A is dead. And hey, free battery, right? Launch battery, heh. Okay, pushing you back, pushing you back. Let's see if Vaughn can do this. He cannot. Can Beatrix do this? Beatrix, take us home. Come on, Beatrix, seriously? Well, and the miss, so we can't even get the counterattack. Thanks, Machina. Well, okay, there we go. HP attack for the win. There you have it. So that was the Machina fight TCC challenge. I think that's my last run of this fight that I'll be doing. I've been having some... Ooh, nice, 69 turns, cool. So I guess the next time I'll see you, it'll be the snow event. So thank you for watching. I'll see you there. Adios.